ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet. Find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
Roundup Dual Action products rock like a hardcore metal band. This stuff kills existing weeds down to the root. And for an encore, keeps them from coming back for up to 4 months. That's a non-stop 16-week tour of killing and preventing weeds in all the famous outdoor venues. The patio, the driveway, the mulch bed, even along the fence. When it comes to your hardscapes and landscapes, the stuff puts on a show. Roundup Dual Action products kill and prevent weeds for up to 4 months. This stuff rocks. This stuff works. When used as directed, always read and follow pesticide label directions.
Wilmer Valderrama and Freddie Rodriguez welcome another amigo to their podcast, Dos Amigos. Wilmer's friend and former That 70s Show castmate Topher Grace stops by the Speakeasy for a 2-part interview to discuss his career and reminisce about old times.
We were still in that place of like, what will this experience become? And you go, you're having the best time you're ever going to have. Yeah. But it was like such a perfect golden time.
Listen to Dos Amigos on America's #1 podcast network, iHeart. Open your free iHeart app and search Dos Amigos.
Look to Orange Buick GMC for your next truck at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade.
Real Radio is on X at Real Radio 1041. Sponsored by the law offices of Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Have you been in an accident? Call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 1-800-747-FREE.
That's 1-800-747-3733.
This is the Jim Colbert Show. Take us with you for free on the iHeartRadio app.
So my phone rang and I got real excited.
Oh?
Turns out it wasn't for the $1,000 cash.
Oh.
But the good news is, apparently, I qualify for discounted or even free health insurance. Yay.
Okay, I'm waiting patiently for the explanation of these goddamn ducks that people keep putting on my wife's Jeep that I just bought her. I can't stand them. She keeps putting them on her dashboard. She's actually been exchanging them, kind of like the game of magnets with the news junkie. I can't stand it. I want to like water balloon slingshot these damn ducks across the parking lot every time I get one.
Oh, we're going to do that at 5 o'clock, by the way.
Yeah, I'm kind of waiting.
All right, buddy, 5 o'clock. We're talking about that at 5.
Suck.
Ducks do not.
Yeah, the Duck Jeep phenomenon is out there in full force. We'll tell you about it and whether it's legal or why it even started or when it started or where it started. I got all the deets. So stay tuned. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Fun, by the way, is your 4 o'clock keyword, F-U-N. Go to realradio.fm and send that away for your chance at $1,000 or free medical insurance. It's one of those two. Welcome back. I'm Jim. There's Deb.
Hello.
Jack is here as well. Have you ever guys ever heard of a thing called the home wrecker law?
Home wrecker law.
Yeah, the home wrecker law.
I believe there have been some previous lawsuits that have.
Yeah, I didn't know. One of the weird things about, when you know a bunch of attorneys and you and you talk to these guys, especially guys like Ray who deal with divorce. Of course, we'll have Glenn in here in a second. He deals with personal injury and insurance law and stuff like that. But
and you could consider, family law, personal injury. It's something.
Yeah, for sure, he could do that. I mean, I can't imagine that he couldn't. But I've always marveled at the fact that infidelity doesn't really have a play in divorce cases. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't come into play at all. And I never understood that. Like, that somebody could cheat on you and then still take half your stuff.
Right.
But that is exactly what can happen. Like, you can get cheated on. they can break the vow of marriage and then still, in a divorce settlement, still get paid as if nothing happened. I've always found that odd. But there's a rumor now going on, actually not a rumor at all. Jack will remember this football player, Steve Smith, played for the Carolinas.
Yes.
Okay, played for, I should say the Carolinas, the Panthers, the Carolina. Tenacious guy, by the way, was feared in the NFL, considered a bulldog of a player. He was a receiver, kind of undersized as well, if I remember right, but he was very good, be able to get open, and he was one of these dudes that would chat. Like, he would get in your face. He was very kind of aggro. He's being sued under the homewrecker law because he had an affair with one of the Boston Ravens marching band members, and that person was married. And that person's husband is suing Steve Smith for $100,000 in a civil lawsuit using the homewrecker law.
Well, there you go.
How about that? And I don't know if this is a state-by-state thing. It has to be, because I've not heard of this nationally. He reportedly met the woman while filming an episode of NFL's Most Interesting Jobs with Steve Smith for the NFL Network. They met. They started exchanging sexual content with each other and then hooked up. Yeah, and then hooked up. And I guess this is a North Carolina thing. It says Smith can be sued under North Carolina's, quote, alienation of affection law.
There's actually 7 states currently have what are known as homewrecker laws or alienation of affection.
Yeah, the law allows a spouse to sue a third party for destroying a marriage, also known as the homewrecking law. In order for the lawsuit to be proven, a man must show there was a genuine love in the relationship before Smith got involved. God almighty. So you have to prove that you were in love with the person before they had an affair. So even in the context of your married wife banging somebody, you still have to prove that you were in love even before you can do that.
Well, because, the assumption is that, she cheated because she's a bad person.
Right,
what if there was already alienation of affection?
Right, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So that way the court can go, oh, well, you weren't a D-bag.
Right. Yeah, and they have 4 kids together, and they were married in 2000. So been together quite a while. So it's interesting. I've not heard of this. I remember hearing about a homewrecker law in a sense, but I didn't think it was like this. And I don't know if there's a cap. They're saying $100K. I don't know if there's a cap. See if there's a cap in the North Carolina one.
I think so it's Hawaii, Illinois, New Mexico, North Carolina, Mississippi, South Dakota, and Utah.
Okay. Yeah, it said the 2 exchanged contact information, then allegedly sent each other sexual contact message or sexual text messages. The lawsuit then alleged the woman visited Smith in his hotel room in January. Smith, who also played for the Ravens, was back in town attending a Ravens playoff game against the Bills. So it just happened this past season, and they hooked up.
Wow, there is a statute of limitations.
Is it really?
Yeah.
How long? Because this is 3 months later, so it's 3 months after the fact he's being sued.
It's 3 years from the last act of the defendant that caused the alienation of affection or criminal conversation.
I wonder if they're still together as well. I mean, do you have
Don't ask me to Google that.
No. Do you have to be together for it to be able to sue?
Well, I would imagine so, because if you're not together, then.
But that would even make it more sense, though. Really, I mean, I'm suing you because you broke up my marriage. I want $100,000 because you broke my marriage up. Now, on top of my marriage being broken up, now I have to pay my ex-wife, all this money in an alimony settlement or a divorce settlement plus alimony, and you're the cause of that. Well, I can't say you're the cause of it. You certainly were 50% of that. My wife is certainly 50% of that. So you wonder if they stay together, can you still get the money? I would think they.
Not at all.
You don't think that's bizarre?
No.
They have to prove that? I mean, how do you even do that? Like, how would you prove that?
Photos,
like if somebody asked you
letters, cards, text messages. Yeah, exactly. Any correspondence you've had with your spouse.
Yeah, but I mean,
little love notes.
But aren't relationships way different? I mean, there are relationships out there where people don't really even express that. Matter of fact, there are relationships out there. I know people who are in relationships with a woman doesn't really like that kind of thing. Isn't real touchy-feely. Doesn't like to be told, I love you all the time like that, like some people do.
Well, then they're gonna have to figure it out.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird. Like, if somebody asked you how you would prove that you loved your spouse, how would you do it?
Social media?
I got videos.
That doesn't prove anything. That proves you have energy for about 6 minutes. That's about it.
6 minutes, all right. That's twice.
With cuddling.
How would you prove? You have enough stuff on your phone that you could prove that you you love your husband or your fiance? Yeah. Jack, you have enough?
Oh, every day.
Every day?
Yep.
And I'm sure you do as well.
Yeah, I got a couple things in there, I think maybe.
She sent one, I am loving you. I gave her a thumbs up.
She said, I am loving you?
I love you.
Oh,
thumbs up.
Okay.
You're my hero. You're my everything. I gave her a thumbs up.
Oh, are you just making this up?
Yes.
Why? Okay, good.
You are in rare form today, my friends. You are in rare. Both of you are in rare form today.
90 minutes of technical problems.
Well, in that case, this one I just got. Hello, my king. That's something you would never hear in a trillion years.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. You can always text us again at 77031. Glenn Clausman coming up here in just a couple seconds for Colbert Court. We'll talk to him at the top of the hour. Of course, we'll give you the Duck Duck Jeep. That was a big question today on Channel 6 with Trooper Steve. I think it's Channel 6 with Trooper Steve.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
He was opining of whether or not that was even legal to have all those things on your dashboard.
Well, he said as long as it doesn't obstruct your view.
Yeah. We'll talk to you about that. Plus, we'll tell you exactly how this started, where it came from, where it's going, and why you see so many of those ducks on Jeeps. We'll do that at the top of the hour. We'll take a little break here in a second. Jack, when do we go for Glenn? I can't remember, buddy.
Right now.
Okay, let's go. Glenn Clausman with Colbert Court up next.
Yeah!
Real Radio is the news junkie.
A man is in trouble for making sexual contact with his dog. Edward Dare, 35-year-old man.
Should have picked truth. The News Junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
Hey, Central Florida, and happy Thursday. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Jessica Dobson with a check of your Central Florida forecast. And today we are going to be expecting a mix of sunshine and clouds, warm temperatures, but overall seasonable with a high of around 87 degrees today in Orlando. As we head into our Friday, temperatures will be nearing 90, a high of 89 degrees, staying dry. Rain chances will be on the rise for this weekend, specifically for Sunday. From the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Jessica Dobson.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Business owners can now keep in touch with up to 200 staff members at one time. Go to rapidradios.com now for up to 60% off and free shipping.
Hey everybody, Jim Colbert here for Tools Ace Hardware, now carrying Steel zero-turn mowers. Man, Steel is recognized as one of the top brands in outdoor power equipment, and now they're offering the best in zero-turn mowers. That's right, from homeowners to professional, Steel has the perfect zero-turn mower for your landscaping needs. Plus, you can get 0% financing plus instant rebates on select Steel mowers. Don't forget that Tools Ace Hardware also has trained technicians in their stores to service and repair your Steel equipment. Steel zero-turn mowers are available at all 11 Tools Ace Hardware locations that sell Steel outdoor power equipment. It's Tools Ace, your local helpful place.
Now at Verizon, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on my plan. And you can get a single line for just $45 a month when you switch and bring your phone. That's our best price ever on unlimited welcome with autopay plus taxes and fees, guaranteed for 3 years. Because at Verizon, we got you. Visit your local Orlando Verizon store today. $20 monthly promo credits applied over 36 months with a new line on unlimited welcome. In times of congestion, unlimited 5G and 4G LTE may be temporarily slower than other traffic. Domestic data roaming at 2G speeds. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply.
Sunnyside drains.
Water is backing up from my drains, and there's a nasty smell coming from them.
Wait, that is bad.
Wait, how are you smelling it too?
You should call someone about that.
I should have called Frank Gay.
Blech.
I'm calling Frank Gay.
When your drains are backed up, you need a highly skilled technician who's not afraid to get a little dirty. That's the Frank Gay way.
That's the Frank Gay way.
FrankGayServices.com.
Mornings are unpredictable, but West 2 News Sunrise can get your day started on the right track.
We have team coverage this morning
with breaking news and what's happening now.
Breaking this morning, investigators.
Central Florida's most accurate weather forecast.
Central Florida is under a first warning severe weather warning day.
And up-to-the-minute traffic to simplify your morning commute.
Impacting traffic exiting at that ramp this morning.
Jason, Meredith, Sonica, Kellyanne, and Megan. West 2 News Sunrise, starting at 4:30 a.m.
On the next Access Hollywood. After shocking news of Michael Bolton's brain cancer diagnosis, we open the Access Vault for priceless moments with the music icon.
That's amazing. I cannot do that.
That is not amazing.
It is.
She's so sweet.
Then,
hello, Access.
in our exclusive red carpet get ready with Matthew McConaughey's better half, Camila, plus just days until the Met Gala.
It's like a very wicked moment.
We look back at two fashion faves, Kerry Washington and Serena Williams. Next, Access Hollywood. Tonight at 7:30 on West 2.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of over 40 Greenway dealerships vying for your car when you trade it in at Greenway Kia. When dealerships compete, you win. We're offering as much as $10,000 over Kelley Blue Book for your trade. Curious what your trade's worth? Check it out now at greenwaykias.com. We want to see you in a Kia. From Greenway Kia, with 3 area locations to serve you. All factory rebates to dealer, negative equity refinanced.
The new iHeart app just looks better.
The best feature of a car radio on the app.
It's the presets.
Super easy.
And thank you for keeping it free.
Get in on what everyone's talking about and get the new and improved free iHeartRadio app today.
iHeartRadio. I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get